Hi there, I'm Don.
And hi, I'm Cindy. Welcome to Pearls of Liberty for May 10th, 2014. And just a quick reminder, tomorrow is Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Happy Restaurant Day.
I don't know, the restaurants would probably be terribly crowded, but maybe. We wanted to address today the secrets of planet Earth revealed by Jordan Maxwell. And to some extent, I think that they named this in kind of a joking manner, but he really did get into some pretty deep secrets of the planet Earth.
Yeah, if you haven't heard Jordan Maxwell before, there are quite a few YouTube of him with either with Alex or somebody else or by himself, where he's talking about the deep research that he's done into the world system. And I really think that this interview is one of the best I've ever heard. It's not the widest ranging. He doesn't get into detail and into a lot of stuff that he often does, like admiralty law, etc. But he hits one big key, and that's that this whole system is run by pirates. And that's just the way that he did it was just outstanding. And then how they bring in the Pirates of the Caribbean as into the media and telling you who they are. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty wild stuff. And one of the points that he made is, of course, Puerto Rico and the Caribbean were great hangouts for actual pirates. And lo and behold, where was the great piracy agency of the U.S. located?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, and no, not a coincidence.
This is a pretty. This has some depth here. If you really want to learn about the IRS, Neil Keenan update: the Keenan team reports IRS private lying globalist controlled thugs. We want our money back.
I really didn't know until I heard Jordan say, and of course I'd like to confirm this with my own research, but I had not heard before that the Knights Templar were directly tied to the pirates. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
and I'd like to know how they're related, how
right,
they're tied in.
Right, yeah, what that connection exactly is. But it all does fit together. It's the whole monetary system that the Knights Templar used to help set up the papacy and the monetary system of the Vatican that became the global system and is now, hopefully, on the verge of collapsing. We don't know. It may or may not go the way we were hoping, but there's a lot of hopeful signs. So if some of this stuff seems dark to you, it is darkest just before the dawn.
One of the affirmations about the pirates actually being the globalists is the fact that Morgan is one of the 13 bloodlines identified by Fritz Springmeier as being the bloodlines of the Illuminati. And of course, Captain Morgan was one of the most notorious pirates. Now, I don't know if that traces back. I don't know how that traces back to the Knights Templar.
Yeah, and of course, J.P. Morgan Chase is one of the huge Wall Street banks, and they are way leveraged into silver, artificially suppressing the price of silver. And gosh, does that sound like pirates or what?
Yeah, it is. The way they operate is piracy. They have found legal loopholes, ways
they create
to
the legal loopholes.
Right.
They write the laws
That's
so
right.
that they can do what they want to do and give the semblance of respectability and legality while they just run circles around everybody.
I do have another article just for a little more information. The IRS, the Weaselry of the Treasury, and its pirates. But what you were I wanted to get to this. What you were talking about. This is the Johnny Depp scene where he tricks his opponent, and then when he gets a surprise look, He just says pirates, as if that explains any kind of behavior that he decides to.
Right. If you expect these guys to play by the rules, you're fooling yourself, and they keep doing things that are against all laws and common decency, etc. And we, the sheeple, keep expecting them to play nice, but they're not going to play nice. They're never going to play nice. And so this is just a wake-up call. They are pirates.
And this is relevant now because of some of the Illuminati have been kind of asking Fritz Springmeier to introduce them to the world, and they're being fairly honest. They're not denying that they still are into eugenics. They're not denying that they use murder as a means to keep order in their ranks. But they are more or less wanting to be introduced as, kind of friendly Johnny Depp style pirates. Like, hi, we're here, we're charismatic, we're rich, we're appealing.
Yeah. And there may be a factionalization going on within the Illuminati. Many people in the Liberty Movement refer to the cabal, and I'm beginning to suspect that the Illuminati is going to let the people carve out a piece of them called the cabal, and that will be exposed, and then the Illuminati that are not of the same faction will go on and claim to be good guys. So I'm not saying that it's impossible for there to be such a thing as a good Rothschild, which is something I've read recently. But we need to keep our eyes open and not be hoodwinked. This is what these guys do all the time. So the Bush, Clinton, Cheney, neocon faction, by many accounts, is on the ropes, trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat, trying to flip the tables at the last minute. If they're not able to do that, they're going to go down. But that doesn't mean that the Illuminati as a whole are going down, because there are these other factions that actually within the Illuminati war against these guys, against the Rockefeller neocon cabal. And I would say don't be overly jubilant if the neocon cabal does in fact go down. It simply means that the Fabian socialists are declaring victory, and they are the ones that are the wolves in sheep's clothing. That's their logo.
And I do find it interesting and kind of puzzling. I don't think we've talked about this, but I've wondered about it, that you numbered Bill Clinton with the Rockefeller Bush contingent, and it does seem that is likely the truth, but at the same time, the European socialist portion of the Illuminati are very much promoting Hillary as the next president. In fact, they stated to Fritz Springmeier that Hillary will be the next U.S. president.
Yeah, I think that there are shifting alliances, and that is something that has yet to be determined how it all plays out. I think we are not on a sure course in any certain direction. So I think that the Clintons have historically aligned themselves more with the Fabian socialist portion of the Illuminati, just as the entire Democratic Party has done since the days of FDR. But America is different from the rest of the world, and the Illuminati recognize that and handle it differently. So they have used their warring factions and we know that these guys fight amongst each other, but then at the end of the day, they celebrate their victory over the people. So they have more loyalty, even though they fight with each other, these different factions, they have more loyalty to each other than they do to the people. The last thing they want is the people to wake up and to see that these are just two wings on the same bird or whatever it is. And that is happening. So all I'm saying is when one faction is exposed, don't just assume that everything is hunky-dory. So I think it's actually a really good thing that people in America, a very large proportion of people, see right through Hillary and would be outraged if she were to become president, because it would be so obvious that the voting would be rigged. I think that would be exposed left and right. And then again, that might be their plan. They might want to create chaos so that they can rise from the ashes and proclaim that they're the saviors. All I'm saying is we got to keep our eyes open, and even if there is a victory, even if there are arrests, even if the IRS is done away with, that's not the end of the war. That's just a battle that's been won, and the chess pieces are still moving around on the board.
Yeah, and although we want to keep an open mind, I won't even speak for Don, I'll just speak for myself. I want to keep an open mind, and if Illuminati members show signs of having genuinely repented, if they begin to show fruits of repentance, I want to be open to restoration for them. But at the same time, don't run. We are your friends.
And another illustration that I often use comes from personal experience, and not direct personal, but through a friend who was ministering deliverance, and this it was quite a struggle, and these demons inside of this person were talking and making up quite a fuss. And then after a little while, and various proclamations about the power of Christ, there was all quiet for a while, and then there was just the silence was there while my friend's friend was trying to discern what to do, and then there came this little voice from the person being delivered, and the little voice said, "We're all gone."
Yeah, it's as Don was saying, we no matter what good news we receive, no matter what change comes that's positive, it's a battle, probably not the war. And it's really important for all of us to keep our guards up, to keep discerning, and to keep filtering, to see what are we going to believe, and what do we still need to hold people accountable for.
Right.
Thanks for tuning in for this week's Pearls of Liberty.
And as always, we remind you to see the world the way that it really is. See yourself in it. Walk your walk. You are the one you've been waiting for.